Morning, everyone. So we have been hearing a lot of news about these massive sudden heart attacks, and specifically this, the Garba debacle, which happened with certain people had heart attacks, and we have been blaming a lot of things for this. Some people say it is because of gym, because of workout, right? Uh, but exactly, it is a lifestyle disorder. But coining lifestyle disorder is not the solution, right? And what we really do is we generally check our blood works, right? We go for our cholesterol, check our LDL, HDL, right? But these do tell whether they're good or bad, right? You have an elevated cholesterol level or not, right? But there are numerous other parameters which come into picture, and uh, even intervention based on blood work will not solve your problem. It will just help you, suppress your symptoms or manage your disease. But what exactly causes cardiovascular disease, right? So it is not about, workout or going to gym, right? Our body needs to have exercise workout, right? But it is not necessarily you should go to gym, right? You can do at home, you can do at gym, right? You can do walk, you can do HID, the number of yoga, meditation, all these things. A lot of these things should be a part of your daily regime, right? So let us discuss. So cardiovascular disease. If someone is having heart attack today, it is not something happened overnight. Not having eating some sweets or some saying assuming high cholesterol things, right? Like eggs overnight, right? It is eggs is not a reason for heart disease anyways, right? But it is a series of bad activities day after day for the last decade or so, right? That's what causes heart disease, and the root cause obviously systemic inflammation. And again, systemic inflammation is a concept which we should understand, right? Basics, I think I've shared this, but basics about it, right? 57% of cells inside our body, belong to these microbes. 99% genes that are expressed in our body belong to microbes, right? And each cell have a nucleus which contain DNA molecules, which contains genes, right? Genes does not change, and what matters is genes expression, right? So a lot of these inflammation is an outcome of interaction between food we eat and our microbiome, whether it's oral or gut microbiome, right? So based on the interaction between so food is a sack of 25,000 plus molecules, right? When you eat a meal, a lot of these around 100 to 200 molecules at one time hit your microbiome, where your microbes are performing more than 50,000 plus functions, right? So this interaction between food substrates and microbes can lead to expression of certain genes which can activate enzyme which can lead to production of pro-inflammatory molecules, right? Pro-inflammatory metabolites which can upregulate certain pro-inflammatory molecules such as cytokines, chemokines, and a lot of these things. So essentially, these interaction would trigger upregulation of pro-inflammatory molecules which are asymptomatic, pre-symptomatic. So you don't decode, you cannot decode because there's no clinical test investigation to decode this invisible, molecules. But we generally wait for a few years until the symptoms start showing up, and we end up suppressing symptoms, right? So that's the basic why we go wrong everywhere, and especially coming to cardiovascular disease, right? So there are a lot of metabolites. Produced by secreted by microbiome when they interact with these food substrates. So again, one is TMAO, trimethylene oxide. Again, it is a byproduct of microbes, synthesizing choline in various foods. So you can find choline in certain protein-rich foods, right? Chicken, and even lentils, kidney beans, a lot of these things, right? So TMA, it produces TMA, and TMA actually passes through liver, gets converted to TMAO, and this TMA which causes plague in the arteries. This is one of the major biomarker, right? If you want to really check your blood works, check for TMA level in your blood. That is really, really important. Second thing is, lipopolysaccharides. Again, lipopolysaccharides is a byproduct of a lot of, uh, sugar and all these processed thing what we eat, right? A lot of these LPS can cause adiposity, can cause insulin resistance, can impact your heart function, can impact kidney function, your liver function, right? So LPS is another independent, endotoxin which can cause heart disease, right? Um, Third thing is again PAG, right? Phenylethylamine. Again, this is metabolism of a lot of proteins, specifically amino acid phenylalanine, right? And again, PAG is an independent risk factor for onset and progression of cardiovascular disease, right? And you can find phenylalanine in mostly all the foods, such as dairy, turkey, meat, chicken, eggs, right? Even nuts. But it is not that this would be harmful for everyone. It depends upon whether you have certain microbes, proteobacteria active or expressing genes based on the interaction, virulence genes based on the interaction with phenylalanine in these foods, right? Which can actually trigger the production of PAG, which causes heart disease, right? Then bitrate is another essential beneficial short chain fatty acid which is produced by microbiome when they metabolize a lot of foods high in dietary fiber, insulin resistant starch, and a lot of these beneficial substrates, right? Bitrate do help in regulating satiety or blood sugar level, right? And it do play a anti-inflammatory role in preventing uh, cardiovascular disease, right? Again, cholesterol is something which I had discussed in my one of my previous videos, but I would like to just briefly mention that, 70% of the cholesterol is made inside our body. We get 20-30% from the diet. So do not blame diet every time you are, having high cholesterol issues. So there is a process where body produces cholesterol. It is transported to various cells. When it's transported, it is converted VLDL and LDL, right? It goes to cell perform its functions, and cell needs cholesterol. Our brain needs cholesterol. We need cholesterol for our vitamin D synthesis. We need cholesterol for our bile acid metabolism, right? A lot of these things. So essentially, cells uses the cholesterol and it returns back during this is what we call as reverse cholesterol transport process, and during this process, VLDL gets converted to HDL, right? And HDL is required for giving you vitamin D and bile acid for digestion of fat and a lot of these beneficial steroid hormones, right, which really help with various physiological and biological functions, right? If there are certain gut macrometabolites, such as I mentioned about LPS, I mentioned TBO, they actually disrupt with the imbalance is the reverse cholesterol transport process, which leads to higher LDL and lower HDL, right? Second thing is bite directly regulates this. Then again, tryptophan, right? Tryptophan is one of the essential amino acid, right? And again, the 10% of it is metabolized by microbiome and converted into indole derivatives. And one of the indole derivatives is indolic propionic acid IPA, right? And again, it's said to regulate your reverse cholesterol transport process, so to regulate your LDL LDL ratio. Other and indole also produce a pro-inflammatory metabolite, which is what we call as indoxyl sulfate, right? Indoxyl sulfate is something which disrupts this balance, and it can increase the level of cholesterol in your circulating blood, right? Uh, then Another thing important to note is even if you are taking too much food which are high in cholesterol or the dysregulation biological function which is causing high cholesterol levels, a lot of excess cholesterol is metabolized by your microbiome converted to cholesterol and which is secreted through feces, right? So if you have these bacteria active expressing genes which can perform this action, probably you may not have high cholesterol levels, right? So there are a number of these factors which come into play, right? So do not fall for these high protein diets. So again, there are different amino acids. Tryptophan can be converted to good thing or bad thing depending upon which microbes are there and what they are doing inside the body. Similarly, phenylalanine, if you have certain proteobacteria which are expressing virulence genes, probably it can lead to production of PAG, which can cause heart diseases, right? So you have to understand your biology. It is not only about avoiding processed or sugary foods that anyways we have to avoid, right? There is something called universal unhealthy food, but there's nothing called as universal healthy foods, right? So it all depends upon how your microbiome interacts with various substrates in various foods, right? That is what matters, right? So just you have to measure your biology, right, at a molecular level, understand how these interaction taking place inside your body, right, between your microbiome and your these food substrates. And if you really want to know, probably we can help you with that, right? We use pre-technologies to decode your biology at a molecular level. We use gene expression sequencing to measure chemistry. We use cloud computing to actually convert this molecular information in your biological sample into gene expression, which is again assimilated and converted to various biological pathways which tell the state of your health. And these biological pathways are again mapped to various food substrates to determine the food recommendations, right? So we actually measure your chemistry analyzed using our machine learning models to actually determine the root cause of various chronic diseases, including cardiovascular disease, and then provide precision nutrition interventions, which actually suppresses the pro-inflammatory molecules and promotes anti-inflammatory molecules. Right? So that's it for today. Have a great day. Thank you very much.